Hey Danielle, it's Jack with Onboard Landscaping, here to do a really quick plant walkthrough. So this area over here is filled with weeds right now. I'd like to plant one more green gem boxwood on this side to kind of block off the gas meter and the AC units, and one more hydrangea to kind of flow into this area a little bit more nicely and fill those open gaps over here. On the back side of the tree, there you have an open space right here. I'd like to plant geranium. There's also an open space in front of the tree. I'd like to plant three um, grasses. These are blue sedge grass. I think it'll do really well in this spot. The kind of entrance border plants to this flagstone walkway died last year, so we will be planting a golden carpet sedum. I really like that idea. You can look it up. It really match. It's like a creeping sedum that would creep into the flagstone walkway. Really cool concept. Would match the would fit the spot really well. I didn't add, but we would be planting 3, 6, 9 um, little gem Norway spruces. Some of this stuff just isn't to scale. Like obviously there's so much more space in here, so like I didn't want to just throw in 3 plants and have it look all crowded in here. But anyway, there is 3 lavender that was planted on the back of this septic over here. We would be replacing that with 5 delphinium. There's an open space in front of these hydrangeas here. I'd like to plant 3 uh, garden phlox. I think that would be really nice. Um, Near this light, and as I said, some of this stuff you'll just have to disregard. Like we don't have Shasta daisies planted here, but they're near this landscape light. There's an open space here where something didn't make it from last year. I think it was more lavender. But I would like to replace the lavender with iris, like a bearded iris. You could even get variegated bearded iris, which has these really cool like leaves. They're almost like a lime color leaf, so I think that would be a nice addition. Not only because I think iris will be a lot more perseverant than the lavender, but also because we don't have all that many early flowers. If we can, there's also a spot here where there was hellebore. I think if we planted iris there, another bigger open spot here where there's something that didn't make it from last year, iris there. So you got iris, iris, and iris to kind of give you some early blooms. They'll be probably one of the first things poking out in the spring, so that'll be cool. Um, you have the 2 grasses that are kind of underneath the planter there. I think we do bleeding heart there. I know for a fact it'll work well in that spot. Uh, uh, uh. And then we will be replacing the um, emerald green arborvitaes by the garage too. So doing mulching, weeding, and I think if we do the planting and kind of just fill in those spots with a decent amount. Like I think here instead of 3 we should do 5 geraniums just to really fill in this spot, especially near the border plant. Another thing I almost forgot to mention is these sedums here. There's actually a lot of room for like a border plant along these sedums here. I want to do I want to do mm, more geranium. I want to do more geranium. I know we don't have like in this design right now, there's geranium here. I, we don't actually have geranium here, but we would do more geranium in here. I think that would be nice too. You got geranium over here by the tree, you got some geranium over here, kind of encapsulating this border. Because right now, like these 3 plants aren't here. It's just 3 geranium, the roses, something that died last year here, and like probably 8 to 10 inches of space between the border and the sedum, maybe even more. So we could put in more geranium along the front there. I think that would be nice because the sedum will get a little bit higher than the geranium and all that stuff. So I think that just about covers everything. Let me know if I'm forgetting anything. Thanks.